Hang on. Right, Baraka's got an invite. And good evening, everyone, and welcome along to FRL F1 2021. We are here for the Monaco Grand Prix as we take in the Monaco Grand Prix. My name is James. I'm going to be taking you through the stream, as always. And joining me in the comment box, it is Mr. Charlie. Charlie, how you doing?
Feeling great for tonight's race. It's going to be hectic considering that it's Monaco, but hopefully people can get it through clean air today, and hopefully we don't get too many safety cars.
Let's hope not. Honestly, I haven't commentated in Monaco in a while, and I think the last time I commentated here for FRL, we only had like 5 finishes, I think. So I'm just saying it out there. We could get to that point. Hopefully, not tonight. Hopefully not tonight, and everyone finishes, and we have an absolute cracker of a race around the street circuit, of course, of Monaco. But to remind you, of course, what happened last week, I just need to get the standings if I can. Give me a second. This is why I should be more prepared than giving out invites before the start of the stream. But of course it was Cazzizzle who took pole position, and he also won the race last time out with a 116.1 to boot. And in terms of the Season 13 standings for the drivers, certainly Black Box leads the way. He retired in the race last time out in Spain. He still leads the way though on he's got a 1-point lead over Jensen. 41 points compared to 40 for Jensen. Zero's in third on 32 with Obrock in fourth on 30. Baraka in fifth on 28. Cazzizzle in sixth on 26 because he picked up the fastest lap, remember. Rocco's in seventh on 25. Then Messina in eighth on 18. Lou in ninth on 14. And then Yona in 10th on 15 points. Apparently he should be 9th, I think, on 15 points. There's a bit of a glitch within the standings. Looking further down the field, of course, Wizards in 11th on 10. Service in 12th on 8. Nathan in 13th on 6, with Burrell in 14th on 5. National Cheetle not here tonight on 4, with T-Hawk in 16th on 2. Now Open Macho filling out the points on 1 point as well. Boastman Tom Robbo, Alien Denzo, Hede Desi, Henry, Noah, Harmon, Petavol, and Tees haven't scored any points just yet. But Charlie, looking at the standings, Black Box hold a 1-point lead. Mercedes against Alfa Romeo, of course, towards the top end of the top end of the standings. If I can get my words out, that'd be great. But it should be quite a fascinating night. And normally, if you set pole position around here, you're normally guaranteed the win.
Yeah, so you mainly want to try and get on that front row, because that's the only time that you're going to be overtaken in this race. If you're going to overtake, it's either during the pit stops or the start, because if not, then you're going to be stuck behind other drivers. But there is a chance you could play the other drivers into a mistake in a few corners. So there are chances of some overtakes, but not as big of chances.
Yeah, hoy to everyone, by the way, in the comment section. I can see you all there. Flex, Lou, and Jesse, obviously, commenting in the comment section there. Of course, if you do want to get in touch with us in the comment box, you can do on the FRL stream. FRL Live, also, F2 is also live. We're checking through the settings and everything to make sure that everything is shipshape and ready to go. We've got 17 drivers in by the looks. We might be waiting on one more, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And that might be Nawop, I think, that we're waiting on, if I'm not mistaken, if he is going to be racing with us.
He's not racing now.
He's
no
not racing.
Nope.
Yeah, he's had an issue with his pedals.
One person, I think.
Yeah, Nawop's had an issue with his pedals.
We're still missing Macho, though, I think.
Macho. Yeah, I've sent him an invite. He should have one. Oh, no, Macho's here. Macho's here.
Is he?
He's underneath Messina.
We're missing somebody, I think. We're missing somebody.
Nawop, I think. But we've got 17 drivers. We should have 18. But obviously, if he's not racing the 17.
I guess that's everyone, then.
I think so. I don't know. Is it everyone? I need to have a look at Discord.
I've asked if they've been invited. I've got no response.
Hawk is... Yeah, everybody is in. Everybody is in, so we are good to go. Everyone can now ready up, of course, out to Dragon to take you through the constructors as well. While we do that, I just need to find the constructors once again. And, of course, I think it's Mercedes leading the way in the standings. My iPad has been very slow tonight, which is very uncanny. So just bear with me for a second. And yeah, Mercedes do lead the way on 71 points, Alfa Romeo on second on 53, McLaren in third on 31, with Williams in fourth on 30, picking up their first points of the season. AlphaTauri fifth on 28, with Alpine in sixth on 22, Ferrari seventh on 20, Red Bull in eighth on 18, Haas in ninth on 18 as well, and Aston Martin in 10th on 15 points. As we get to the Circuit de Monaco, of course, the Principality of Monaco, not a country in its own right, 3.3 miles, 2 miles in length, one of the shortest tracks on the F1 calendar, if not the shortest track on the F1 calendar, with 19 turns and waiting the guys out on track. Sandevot, of course, up in towards Massenet, up towards Casino Square, and then down in towards Mirabeau. Trying to remember all these corner names is going to be an absolute pain. There's a Grand Hotel hairpin shown on your screen right now, and then obviously in towards the tunnel section, down into the Nivelle chicane, through to back, into the Piscine section, through Rascasse, Anthony Nochez, job done.
Yeah, I wonder if Cazizzo can make it two race wins in a row here. Of course, he did take the win last week, and he is looking like the driver to maybe take the championship lead soon, as a black box, of course, retired the last race. That gap for the lead as came down, but let's see if he can get a bigger gap for tonight's race.
Yeah, you'd like to imagine so, as now Orp has actually joined at the start of qualifying, but he can take control of his car, of course, because obviously within this game, and indeed in the last game as well, drivers can take control of their cars once they join a qualifying session. I think it's better to join now when there's nobody out on track at the minute, and it shouldn't cause any glitches, but if it does, obviously we are going to restart. We've got the race procedure, of course, for restarting. The first cars are coming out on track. I can see an Alfa Romeo leaving the pit garage. I believe that might be Jensen leaving, of course, our defending champion, on a set of medium compound tyres, second coming into tonight, and Jensen will be hoping for a better race than Spain. Of course, he finished well up there, but if he's got a championship, if he wants the championship, this is probably the race to do it. This is probably the race to get pole position and dominate from the front.
Yeah, you've definitely got to get the good qualify session there, and you need to make sure you have the right strategy, because really, if you want to win this race, you mainly want to go from either soft to hard or medium to hard, of course, because it depends on what tyres these drivers start on. But you want to also make sure that you don't get too much dirty air, because there is the risk of maybe picking up some wing damage because of all that dirty air by hitting the barriers.
Yeah, of course, the barriers, I think, is going to be a whole different sort of challenge around here in terms of Monaco, because if you get so close to the barriers, it's pretty much like Singapore, I think, in the nature of its street circuit. Obviously, this one is shorter, and the shorter laps, of course, come with around a 1:08 lap time around here, if I'm not mistaken, for the top tier. But Jensen coming through the swimming pool section, of course, very, very good section this. You can take a little bit more curb as well on this game. I haven't actually driven around Monaco on this game, which is absolutely strange. It's my first experience of commentating and even driving maybe on board with a lap with Jensen, but that's right on board with him as he now comes across the start-finish line, runs down and towards turn 1, the sole DRS straight, of course, out on track through turn number 1 at Sandevot, and now running up in towards Massenet through turns 2, and then up towards Massenet up 3, then Casino Square at turn number 4, and this is pretty much the highest point on the track. Now barrelling downhill in towards Mirabeau Bass, now through turn 5, 18.1 through the first sector on a set of medium, just to be seen sub-17s on that, or the sub-18s I should say, on that. So now come through the Grand Hotel hairpin, in towards Tabac, and then in towards Portier, now coming through in towards the tunnel section, and then running down the hill, in towards the Nivelle chicane. Tabac, by the way, is turn 12, I've just totally realised that. Jensen now running down into the Nivelle chicane though, turns 10 and 11, and invalidates coming through the Nivelle chicane. That is not how you take your lap through there.
That's not the best way to start off, because you mainly want to get that lap in on those fresh set tires, but you mainly don't want to crash out on your first lap like I did last night. But we have actually had a couple of spins from people on their out laps here actually, which isn't a big surprise.
Yeah, Zero, by the way, is catching up in towards Jensen through the final corner at Anthony Nochez. He was behind him out on track. 109 lap time to begin off with. Maybe these one away. It's pretty much wishful thinking from me out on track. 109.4. That's a quick lap on a set of mediums. I think on the last game, certainly, 110s, I think, were the way to go. But Zero with a 109.4, very good lap.
Yeah, it's a very good lap start up on the mediums, and Teal'c not far off behind. But for the third week, for the second night in a row, black box has no helmet.
Oh, goodness me! What a recovery by Shazoo Brock. Brock, of course, joining the Shazoo team. I'm going to be commentating on them on Friday, by the way. Lugo's quickest with the 108.4. Brock, though, just watch that back. Just rewind this stream. Watch that back, because he almost went into the Alpine. I think it was Lou, possibly. Oh, no, Harmon, I think it was, on the right-hand side of the track. Nearly went into him, spun the car. How on earth he's corrected it to then go over the sausage curb? It's absolutely unbelievable. And there was still a valid lap, a 1:15.6.
Oh my goodness. How has he kept that?
Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
That's impressive.
Very impressive. Jensen, by the way, 108.7, I think, is even more impressive. On that side of medium compound tyres, lose out on top with about 5 minutes gone in the session. Jensen there in second. Rocco in third, 109.3. Macho is on a lap as well. He's coming through the swimming pool section. I think he might have damage, actually, on the car on the right side end plate. Yeah, he has lost his right side end plate, and into the pits he comes. Tees is coming through the first sector as well. Oh, and he clips the wall right at the top of the hill. Front wing gone, and that is not how you take Casino Square. Coming through turn 4, Tees pretty much out of this lap, certainly, if not maybe out of the session. Clips the wall very hard coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, that's a very big impact there. But at least he's got plenty of time to get back to pit lane and start another lap. But I'm still waiting for Kazizzle to start his lap, because he's only just done an out lap, but Petter Val's actually got held up in the pit lane by his teammate Lou here. But I reckon Jensen, if he does do a lap on those softs, I reckon he could look on to take pole wear.
Yeah, he could do, I think. I think Jensen is quite strong. I mean, Brock, by the way, came in on a second lap, 108.7. Much better from the Shazoo man out on track. Of course, formerly of LR. LR have disbanded as recently as today, actually. Because this will now coming through, though, the final couple of corners in FRL Esports. Not to be confused with our FRL, of course. But now comes through the final corner and sets us up on a lap. Mercedes yellow flag in sector 2. Not sure who that is, because this is on a lap. Coming through turn number 1. Little bit sketchy on the curb. Now running in towards Massenet through turns 2 and then towards turn 3. Xavian goes to the top of the 108.4. Good lap from the McLaren man, but let's see Kazizzle coming through Casino Square on the run down in towards Mirabel Bass, and it's an 18.1 through the first sector. Certainly the quickest first sector I've seen so far of anybody that I've rolled on board with 7 minutes gone in the session. Alien out on top, Lou second, Jensen in third. Kazizzle now coming down in towards Portier. Doesn't want to be hanging like a cow like Verline, of course, in 2015 with that collision with Jensen Button, as he now comes through the tunnel section in towards the Novell chicane. This fearsome track, of course, really plagues the driver's thought. Beautiful cut on the curb. Rocco did very similar to that and picked up an invalidation, because this is now in towards the back. Coming through turn 12, clips the curb on the right-hand side. Now through the swimming pool section, 50.5 through the middle sector. Absolutely flying on this lap is Kazizzle. About 10 seconds from the crossing here, in towards Rascas, and then in towards Anthony Nolges. No doubt about it, I think this is the quickest lap of the night from Kazizzle. Runs to the line, and there you go, 107.9.
That's an incredible lap there. I was worried that Teal'c might have got a... I was worrying that Teal'c might have got in the way a little bit, but luckily he didn't. But we actually had a lot of drugs come out the pit, and I'm hoping that they didn't hold anyone up. But I reckon if he didn't lose the rear a little bit, he could have definitely gained more time, and same thing by hitting the barrier.
Yeah, majorly impressive, I think, from Kazizzle. That lap time, he made a slight mistake coming out of turn 12, where I'm on board with Zero. I think he might have backed off his lap here, Zero, but he clipped the curb on the exit to back, on that right-hand side. Might have just inflicted a little bit of damage on that side pod, but absolutely brilliant lap from Kazizzle. 107.9, it's laid the gauntlet down. Zero has backed off this lap, so now comes through the final couple of corners. T-Hawk as well is a 10th up, however, coming out of back in towards the swimming pool section, and now he's 2.5 tenths up, so let's ride on board with a German. As soon as I say that, commentators curse, he invalidates.
Yeah, that's not very good from him. Messina, though, needs to definitely improve on his lap, as of course he's only got a 118. Another driver for sell up. I don't know who that was though. I think it might have been Borel maybe. But we have yellow flags in sector 1. I don't know what that was all about.
It's Williams, I think, going slow if I'm not mistaken, and it's not Petterval. It's Harmon on a lap. Harmon just coming out the pit lane. I think that was he's on an out lap. Messina, by the way, is invalidated coming through the Novell chicane.
Oh, that's not good. He was a second up on sector. Wait, how is he a second up on sector 2? He hasn't even passed sector 2 yet.
He hasn't even gone through the second sector split. Baraka has just gone through though, 50.9 through the middle sector for Baraka, of course, part of WOR esports team, afflicted with that league that some famous people commentate on and some famous people obviously run in, i.e. the Xbox steer. Baraka though to the line, 108.6 on a set of mediums. He's quicker than Jensen. Jensen, however, down into the Novell chicane is nearly 2 tenths up, and that's right on board with Jensen. Oh, messes up the curb slightly, coming through the exit of the Novell chicane. Now in towards the back of turn 12. Really, really good. 7 tenths up on this lap. Jensen could be going towards the top end. Absolutely flies through there. Much cleaner than Kazizel, if I'm going to be honest. And now Jensen in towards Raskas, in towards Anthony Noches at the final corner, running toward the line now. This could be the quickest lap more as he clips the curb on the right hand side. The wall line, in fact, on the right hand side, he does go quickest. 108.8 in fact, and he goes quicker, a tenth of a second quicker than Kazizel. And I think Kazizel will be up for this one.
I reckon Kazizel could make improvements on his lap. I reckon Barca, he's got a shot up the pole as well, though. Got 7.5 minutes left. Of course, there might be that 1 minute glitch, though.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that we see a bit more at Barca. Oh, Messina's actually spun it after the bus stop somehow. I don't know how he's done that, but it's going to be very difficult for him to actually get back straight.
The bus stop? The bus stop chicane?
Yeah, I thought that was called the bus stop, usually.
The Novell chicane?
Yeah, that.
Bus stop's Belgium.
What usually got called. I'm stupid then.
I was thinking to myself, yeah, the bus stop chicane's in Belgium.
I've been calling that for the past 3 years.
It is the Novell chicane, definitely. It's through turns 9 and 10 where he's on about. But the bus stop chicane, not to get confused with that, turns 18 and 19 at Belgium. The final chicane in toward the end of the lap at Belgium. Jensen though out on top, Kazizel in second, he's back out on an out lap. Alien there in third, Invalidated currently on his lap. Lou, however, a 10th up, coming now through the tunnel section. You want to try and get as close to the wall on the right hand side as possible, and that runs down in toward the Novell chicane, of course, where Leclerc absolutely mastered his brakes down in towards there and absolutely catapulted, of course, into the wall, stopped the session as a result. But Lou now coming through the final couple of corners, through the middle sector, 5 tenths up on this lap. He's going to be threatening pole position here with Jensen. Now coming in towards Raskas. He's quicker than Jensen actually coming through here. Now in towards Anthony Noges. This could be pole position now from Lou. On the run toward the line. Can he go quickest? To the line he comes. 107.845 and it's 1,000. 1,000th of a second quicker. My TV's going to turn off if I'm not careful. Lou though out on top. 1,000th clear of Jensen. What has Kazizel and what has Alien got to respond? Alien has lost his front wing in the first sector.
Yeah, he done a Nico Rosberg in a turn 5.
Mirabel.
5, I think. Yeah, there. He locked up his brakes and ended up going off, and I guess he lost his front wing whilst going off there. But can Kazizel fight back?
No.
I don't know if he's on a fine lap or not.
No, he's not.
But he's got 0 in front of him.
Yeah, he's just had 0-3. I was right on board with him, and he looked half committed maybe down in towards Massenet. I'm not sure if he's running AI mode maybe, but that car's going very slow out on track. I think Kazizel maybe just waiting probably to get the tyres up to temperature maybe, and then try and get a second lap in. 107.9, remember his lap time. Alien there's got a fresh front wing to buy pretty much into the pit lane. Of course, I hope all of the mechanics have got front wings and car parts and everything at the ready for tonight, of course. Black Box all the way down in 17th position, still not out of the pit lane just yet. Harmon, however, 15th position, a 10th up on his lap, running down in towards the Novell chicane as he clips the curb on the inside. That's the first one of the night we've seen, and Harmon spins on the inside curb. I don't think he was going to improve anyways coming through the middle sector,
He's
but...
a 10th stop in sector 2. Oh, never mind.
It's 2.5 seconds down.
My sectors decide to bug out on me, and it's very annoying.
That's the game. That's the game, definitely. Ludo out on top. Jensen second. Kazizel in third. Petter Ball has just started up on a lap in the Alpine. Now coming through in towards the Casino Square section. Running down in towards Mirabeau. And it's a quick first sector. He's a 10th up through the first sector. 18 flat. Middle sector is where it'll really lie, with Messina just in front of him as well. Hopefully Messina won't get in the way. I think he's on his own lap, if I'm not mistaken.
He's on a fine lap, so there is a chance that maybe they're going to get held up by each other here.
Yeah, he might get caught in the wash, actually, Petr, and it might actually just help him if he gets that feigned slipstream from Messina in front of him. It might just help him in the course of his lap. Messina takes Nouvelle Chicane well. Petr Vol had to correct it. Oh, as Messina gets caught in the wall on the right-hand side, just in front of Petr Vol, and now Petr's coming through. End plate damage. 3/10 improvement from Petr, however. Through the middle sector, absolutely flying through this section, got off put there by Messina, probably not happy with that. He's not on a flying lap, he might decide to come back into the pit lane. No, he continues through the final corner, 108.5. I have a feeling he's not going to improve on this lap, comes to the line, he does improve a 1/10.5 and goes ahead of Alien.
Yeah, at least he got somewhere on that lap. I reckon he maybe got held up by Messina. Messina's got to get that lap in though, or else he's going to be starting very far back. He's got to get out of that pit lane and get that lap in. Same thing with Black Box, because Black Box hasn't set a lap either, surprisingly actually.
Well, the further down you are, remember, on the grid, the less chance you're going to try and make of overtakes, as Burrell absolutely butchers the Nouvelle Chicane and invalidates coming through there. But the further down you are, the less likely you are to try and overtake. This race obviously is going to turn into a war of attrition. We can't face that whatsoever. It will turn into a war of attrition out on track. So drivers have got to be careful. What do they maximise? Do they maximise the threat of pole position by 1,000th of a second currently in Lou's favour compared to Jensen? Or, further down the field, you've got the likes of Joni, you've got the likes of Baraka, those guys at around 5th, 6th, 7th position. Are they going to try and affect the starters? You've seen something?
Yeah, URL Jona's on a lap here, and I reckon he could have actually gone fast, but he ended up losing the rear big time out of the second to last corner, sadly.
Yeah, coming through Rascal, I actually saw that on the mini-map. I was watching the Red Bull coming through the final couple of corners, and I just saw an almighty dot go sideways. And that was Jona, 4th position though, 108.2, very good lap from him. And if you feel he can improve, he can probably improve out on track. The Brit, Kazizel has just started up on an out lap as well. We're getting towards the nitty-gritty. Messina, Black Box also on out laps as well. Trying to see if there's anybody out on the lap. Brock has just started a lap, with Baraka not out there. Alien is, I think, but he's gotten back onto a set of mediums.
Oh, and there's a big crash with Baraka!
With Burrell.
That is ended absolutely dreadful for them two, and that's their qualifying over, but they've got to get out of the way for all those crashes. There's so much debris back there, and I think the drivers, they've got to be careful not to get a puncture here now. Yeah,
both of them have lost their front wing. Their entire front wing has gone. Baraka, rightfully so, I think, takes the shortcut coming through the chicane through the swimming pool section, but Baraka and Burrell, really shameful, I think, to see. Obviously, it is a very tight track. You're going to be involved in people's way. Brock, by the way, is 4/10 up on this lap. He's now coming in towards the Raskas section, out on track, through the swimming pool section, in towards Raskas. Now comes through the final couple of corners. The Mercedes man out on track, recently joining Chazoo, of course, through the final corner. Really gets caught on the curb. Might go 4th with this lap, comes to the line, and he does go 5th, but the same lap time as Jona.
Oh, but Jona set that lap time first. He's going to keep the position. Black Box starting on his lap, and of course Simpson missing the helmet, unfortunately. Hopefully he doesn't get held up on his lap. He's 18.2 in the first sector now. Not the best that we've seen, but oh my god, there's a lot of traffic ahead of him, as he's got to really be careful now.
Everyone's positioned themselves for the same piece of road, and I'll tell you this, it's because we've got that minute glitch. Those are going to be the final drivers to come across the line to set up on their flying lap. Most of them are actually on a lap. Jensen, Kazizel, they backed off on this lap to try and consolidate another lap. Black Box, though, has got to get out of the way. As he gets caught on the inside curve on the exit of Nouvelle Chicane. Luckily, everyone got out the damage. 51.5 through the middle sector is not that bad, but he's got right on end plate damage. You may as well just try and complete a lap at this stage, my son, as he now comes through the final couple of corners. And even if he goes to the back end of the field, which I think he will, runs toward the line now, does Black Box, and he beats Macho.
Oh, he goes 16th at least. But some drivers do have grid penalties, actually, so I don't think that's going to make any differences.
Oh, well, Jona's coming back into pit lane.
Borel will start dead last because I believe he has a 5-place grid penalty, so he's going to have to start last, I believe.
He will start 16th.
Yeah, that will start 16th, actually. Black Box will get promoted up to P15, then who was the other driver that got held up? Baraka, I believe, correct?
Yeah, Baraka crashed. Messina's just crashed as well, and so has T's coming through the swimming pool section. Messina's gone into the wall through the Novelle chicane. Oh, he went straight on, Leclerc style. Down in towards the chicane there. Lou, by the way, is on a flying lap here. 10th down in the middle sector, but, oh, as he nearly clips the front wing of T's coming through Raskas now. Oh, in towards Raskas now. He's on a good lap. Can he try and improve? A 107.8 is a very difficult lap to improve on through the final corner. Jensen, by the way, is behind him out on track as well, along with Kazizel. Lou to the line, doesn't improve. Jensen is invalidated. Kazizel might be the one to beat him. Kazizel now through in towards the final couple of corners. He locks up in towards Raskas. Now into Anthony Noches. I don't think this is enough from Kazizel. Through the final corner. Much cleaner exit this time around. Is he going to nick it to the line? No! 500th improvement. He does find an improvement on that lap time. Brock might be the one to worry about. He is not going to improve either. That, I think, if Black Box is not on the lap, yeah, Black Box isn't. That's the end of qualifying. And the closest finish to a qualifying session you will ever see in any league on the PS4 platform. Lou is out on top from Jensen in second. 1,000th, yes, you heard me right, 1,000th of a second separating the top two.
That must be so frustrating for Jensen because he definitely had the speeder. But OTL Alien starts P8 on the mediums. That's me very impressed by him. I wonder if that can play some strategies into the race and maybe get him into the lead.
He's showing on a set of softs for me.
It says mediums for me.
His best laps, yeah, he's on a set of mediums out there out on track. However, his best lap was set on a set of soft compound tyre.
He actually went PB in sector 1 on his medium tyre lap.
Oh! Somebody's front wing has just gone off. Just see the bottom of the pit lane.
I was looking at the race director, I missed it.
Oh, so go back on the stream. There was just a weird glitch where we had a front wing suddenly appear out of the Mercedes garage. Goodness me. Anyways, it is Lou out on top by 1,000th of a second. The Dutchman takes it over the Brit with Kazizel there in third, the other Brit. 800ths of a second separating the top three. Is not bad at all for Monaco. Yona in fourth with Brock. Same lap time set. Yona set the lap time before Brock, however, so that's why he gets fourth. Brock there in fifth. T-Hawk in sixth with Petra in seventh. Alien in eighth. Messina in ninth. And Baraka round off the top 10. From Zero in 11th. Burrell in 12th. Rocco 13th. Tees in 14th. Harmon 15th. Blackbox 16th. Macho in 17th. Burrell, by the way, is starting from the back of the field because he has got the 5-place ground penalty. So Rocco, Tees, Harmon, Blackbox and Macho will all move up a position. But Lou and Jensen evenly poised, even in qualifying, even in the race.
I can say that they'll be even in the race as long as they keep it clean, of course. But Barca's actually going to start in top 10 on the mediums. And yeah, I saw the glitch that with the Mercedes garage on them losing the front wing actually. It's almost Black Box says.
Yeah, it's almost as if Black Box took control of his AI maybe and crashed into the garage, which I think was shut as well.
Yeah, I don't get how you'd do that exactly, to be honest, but I have seen that type of glitch before actually, where one of the drivers were actually boxing they boxed about 5 times, but every time the Ferrari pit crew would put a front wing on, the front wing would just knock itself off.
Well, welcome to F1 2021 Codemasters Edition, that's what I can literally say.
And not only that, it's Ferrari, so what would you expect?
It is Ferrari, what do you expect? 39 laps though is what we do expect, of course, out on track. Everyone now getting going for the formation lap, and top 9, of course, bar Baraka on that sort of soft compound tyre. Interesting strategy though, further down the field, Rocco has decided to go for a set of hard compound tyres. Now, obviously, naturally, it is going to be a one-stop strategy. The guys on a set of soft compound tyre are going to be pitting in from around lap 9, lap 10 to maximise their effort to try and get to the end of the race on basically 30-lap-old hards, which can make it very easily around here because the tyres only drop off, certainly if you're on a set of mediums or a set of hards, by about 3 or 4% a lap. Rocco, however, down in 12th position, on that set of hard compound tyres, the Excelman will be hoping for a very strong result compared to his result, of course, in Spain last week. But Rocco, has he got the nerve to try and get through the field in that sort of hard compound tyres, or is he just going to be held up with the inevitable carnage that's going to come on the first lap?
As I did say, there are chances of overtakes, there is chance of chaos, as usual, because it's Monaco. But if he's going to overtake, it'll be at the start, or due to crashes or penalties, or after the pit stops, of course. But he'll either go hards to medium. If he's going to go to the mediums, he'll box about lap 20. if he's going to go to the softs, he's going to have to really get those to around lap 30, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just looking at F2, by the way. I was going to say it's separated by 0.02 of a second, but the guy in pole position has now just gone 3.5 tenths quicker than his previous best. That's terrible. We could have had 2 qualifyings where there were 1,000th and 2,000ths of a second separating. That would have been insane.
What was the lap time, though?
Lap time, it was from Speldenar, and I'll tell you the lap time, it was a 108.324, well off the pace compared to F1. Oh, we haven't done our predictions! Top 3, quick!
Oh yeah, we didn't even do that in qualifying! Jensen for the win, Kazizel for P2 and Lou P3.
Interesting. I'm not going to make a top 3 because the 5 red lights are about to go out to you in Monaco, in the streets of Monaco, in the Principality.
And we have the glitch, and there we go.
Yeah, the lights out and away we go. Lou gets a very good start. Jensen, good start. And Kazizel's going to be side by side down in towards Sandermott for the first time. And Kazizel gets the inside line and gets the move done on Jensen. So he's already through and he's into second position. Absolutely brilliant move. Tease has crashed. Maybe with Rocco. I think there was a collision either with Baraka, Rocco or Tease. Somewhere in the midfield. Tease is now out of the session and might deploy a safety car. Out on track, running up the hill and towards Massenet. There's carnage further down the field. Harmon has been spun as well. There's front wings flying everywhere as well. Macho, I think, has lost his front wing. Yellow flag in sector 1. How on earth we don't have a safety car is absolutely beyond me. Lula leads the way, Kazizel in second, Jensen in third, Yona in fourth, Brock in fifth. Through the first half of the lap we go. I fear, though, safety cars are not on.
I mean, considering that I've done the set and safety cars are on, actually. They are on.
How? With all of that amount of damage?
It's Monaco. It's Monaco. What would you expect? Oh, black box.
Macho
nearly
as well.
Rear-ended FRL there. And oh god, do not go 3 wide, please.
They don't, luckily. But
thankfully.
Lou has got the lead, 0.8 of a second, and holds to be the P1 man out on track. And Lou has got 0.5 of a second. Kazizel, though, looks on it tonight. He's right on the back of Lou, coming across the line to start lap number 2. That rhymed a little bit. Jensen in third, Yona in fourth.
What an overtake by Borel, though. He's dived it down the inside of Zero out of the second to last corner, and what an overtake by him. I've got to jump in and say that, but that is absolutely brilliant.
I didn't see that. I did not see that. Maybe, though, somebody's going to try and go around the outside of Massenet towards Casino Square like they did back in the day when I used to commentate on here. Yes, somebody did do that. But nobody has, and everyone luckily is in. Alien, Messina, Macho, and Rocco, by the way, are into the pit lane. Luva leads the way, 8.5 of a second, 7.5 tenths now, with Kazizel now closing in. And it seems to me as if Kazizel has got more of a straight line speed set up on, because the corners, obviously, around this track are so hard to try and negotiate. He might have just picked up a little bit of a warning there from the Nivelle chicane. But Kazizel looks on it through this middle sector. Is his strongest point out on track. He's obviously holding back. Predicted pit stop strategy, lap 9 to 11, as he clouts the wall. Is there left side end plate damage on the car as well? I think he's just grazed it, luckily.
There is no damage. There's no damage on his car.
But look at the time he's lost. Yona, by the way, is into the pit lane. I wonder if this is for a front wing change. It is. So Yona has obviously clipped the front wing somewhere out on track. He is into the pit lane, onto that set of medium compound tyres he comes, and he's going to be coming out probably ahead of Alien, I think, at this stage. Alien's only coming through in towards the Nivelle chicane and in towards the back now. So yeah, Yona is going to be ahead. Harmon might even get ahead of him as well. Predicted pit stop strategy, by the way, lap 20 to 36 has just came up on a set of medium compound tyres. Lap 3 out of 39. Lou leads the way. Kazizel second, Jensen in third. The front three, I would argue, are pulling away from Brock, but you can't really say that around Monaco.
I mean, it's probably because they've all got dirty air, of course, but that's... Rocco's got another... Rocco's just got himself a penalty as well. And we've lost quite a lot of drivers, actually, on the 3 opening laps here. As I think we've had 1 retirement and about 8 pit stops, I think, and Rocco's actually retired from the session. I don't know what happened there. I think he just retired in the pit lane, but Macho's at the box. He's on the softs for some reason. I don't know why he's done that, but he's already caught to Messina, but Macho's got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, softs really don't go off around here, to be honest, compared to other tracks, and I think that's why Macho might be trying to take a bit of a decisive move. If there's obviously going to be another, if there's going to be a safety car or VSC out on track, as Kazizel gets all out of shape coming out of turn number 1, leaves a lot of time to Jensen. Luckily he stays in P2, but for that outward slide in towards turn number 1 at Sandermott really does not do him well, and Jensen now right on the back of Kazizel, maybe just overheating the rear slightly, again under the clouds of the wall on the left side end plate. Luckily though, I think think he's got that left end plate, I should say, intact. Burrell, by the way, is into the pit lane, really becoming a war of attrition. 2 drivers are out. T's, by the way, coming in the comment section and say he got yeeted off. I'm sure we'll have a look at that with the steward. However, Lou now dominating, 1.5 seconds out in front. Kazizel in second, and after that mistake, Kazizel now can't get back into that rhythm. Jensen and Brock are right all over him.
Maybe Kazizel does have damage, but it's
no way.
Showing it, but...
In towards the back,
oh God,
Jensen down the inside line! Oh, goodness me! How've they got out of there with no contact?
Again. Kazizel must have damage because he's hit the barrier like 3 times now.
Side pod damage, I think, left side end plate maybe. Or left side of the car. If anywhere.
Oh no. I don't see any damage. I don't know if he's just lost the pace or if he has damage. T-Hawk's pops in now.
Yeah,
I think he lost his front wing as well.
Yeah, T-Hawk has definitely lost his front wing. Jensen really feels that Kazizel's in trouble. Down the inside and towards Massenet. Gets the move done. Jensen, brilliant. Absolutely sensational move by Jensen. Down the inside line. Kazizel didn't fight that. He must have side pod damage on that left side of the car. Jensen now into second position. Inspired decision to go up the inside and towards Massenet. Beautiful move. Jensen through and he's into P2.
Yeah, that was an incredibly well done move by Jensen. Hopefully that he can go and catch up to Lou now, because they lost 2.8 seconds to him. But the driver that's gained the most positions are Black Box, actually P. Oh,
because this is in the wall! Because this is in the wall! Somebody cut in Charlie on the inside of the Naval chicane, spins the car round. It's gone from bad to worse for Kazizel recovers the car in 5th position. But if he didn't have any damage now, he certainly does now.
Yeah, but for some reason it still shows no damage for me. It shows no damage for me on pretty much all of the drivers, but he's definitely got a box now, and he's not. He's staying out, actually.
Unless he crouched at the side of that car with that wall. I do not know how he's still going.
Yeah, I don't understand how he's still going either, but I guess that he's just going to try and keep going and get those points, because... I guess he just wants to, but he's lost positions now because of that, and that puts Brock into the podium place.
Is damage on reduced, maybe?
No, I put it up to... No, it's on standard. I did change the settings before the start, because T-Hawk actually reminded me to do it, because I actually had him on wrong, but luckily he's reminded me to do that now.
Well, that's good. Hopefully we have got the right settings, otherwise...
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, otherwise we're going to end up in an F3 scenario, and we don't want Ballboy disliking our streams. Anyways, Lou leads the way.
Stop mentioning Ballboy. Stop mentioning him, please.
Lou leads the way. It's 3 seconds the gap. Jensen just takes the curve on the right-hand side there. Oh, as Alien is into the pit lane. Yeah, Alien's in the wall. Is he in the wall, or is he just retired in the pit lane? I think he's retired in the pits.
Pit lane, we've lost both McLaren drivers now.
Kazizzel's in.
Kazizel boxes.
Shuley for damage. Shuley for front wing change. Front wing is out. I can see it out. And obviously into the pit lane. Front wing damage on the car. Left side end plate. Rightfully so. Into the pit lane. And is he going to be ahead of T-Hawk? I think he might.
Oh, he's very slow out of the pit lane though. Oh, never mind. I guess there was.
It is a slow pit lane. He is ahead of T-Hawk.
T-Hawk's still coming down the straight though, but yeah, he's too far behind.
Back out on a fresh set of mediums as well, and if Kazizel is very, very canny with his tyres, 32 laps on a set of mediums does work around here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kazizel tries to get this towards the end of the race, as long as A, he doesn't hit the wall, and B, he hopes from an absolute miracle, i.e. safety car. However, Messina really struggling in front of him. Obviously, further down the field was Messina. I think he started in P9, actually, because there's all of the back of him. Those fresh tyres absolutely coming alive early on, and Messina looks like a sitting duck, maybe down in towards turn number 1.
Yeah, Messina's on 5-lap-old tyres, and Kazizel's on fresh tyres, of course, but it's still going to be hard to overtake. You can't do a lot in Monaco, but Macho's already got 6 seconds worth of time penalties, which is not very good for him. But at least he's still continuing, especially Borel, because they've boxed a few laps ago. But hopefully, if Kazizel can get ahead of Messina, he can push on with the clean air once he gets ahead.
Yeah, the TTG man, however, I think is going to be very wary to the fact that Kazizel's obviously behind him, got much quicker pace. Macho, by the way, is corner cutted through the Novell chicane.
Penalty.
Yeah,
that
5 second penalty.
I don't think he's going to get any positions if he keeps getting this many penalties, because he's got 11 seconds now.
Yeah, gap for the leader, by the way, is coming down. 2 seconds the gap. Jensen now beginning to find his feet. Oh, as Brock nearly gets... Oh, sorry, that wasn't Brock. It was Harmon getting out of the way.
Well, get a flag.
Yeah, it's Harmon getting out of the way, down towards the back.
He's already a lap down.
And that's the nature of the track. So short around this track, 1 or 2 pit stops will really cost you in terms of the on-track action. But Lou leads the way. On to lap 9 we go. Jensen in second. That gap has closed. 3 seconds it was last lap around. Now 2 seconds the gap. Lou might have made a mistake maybe coming out of Casino Square. But Jensen now, second position, 1.9 seconds, using up a bit of a ERS up the hill in towards Massenet. Kazizel, by the way, all over the back again of Messina, now running down in towards Raskas. Bit of a lock-up from the Finn. And Kazizel right on the back of the TTG man. I really hope that, obviously this is not Esports Premier League, so I'm just saying that TTG Messina doesn't need to get out of the way, because there's a little right on the back of Messina. But again, that overlocking down and towards turn 1, that's exactly what happened from lap 3.
He's also got, because Kazizel's got so much overtake compared to Messina though, he's got to, if he uses that, he can probably get ahead, but he's got to really get that gap closed. But at the same time, he's got to force Messina into a mistake.
They are closing the gap to Yona, though. They are closing the gap to Yona, and if they work together, I think these guys will really fix it. Barala's out of the session, at the top of the hill, coming through Casino Square. Not sure if it's going to deploy a safety car. I really hope it does, to make sure that it's actually A, working out on track, and B, we see Jensen is into the pit lane. Thinking there's a safety car, I don't think there will be. It's taking a long time to clear, and I don't think we're going to get a safety car.
Oh my goodness! Macho almost hit Borel whilst passing him during the yellow flags, and that was extremely close, and Kazizel gets a 3-second time penalty. More than multiple warnings, I'm losing my breath because of Monaco.
Jensen's coming out right beside Yona, by the way. Oh, it has a snap of oversteer actually on the oversteer, and now could be side by side and then towards Massenet. Yona, Jensen, he's not going to try this 2 in a row, is he? Maybe, down in towards Massenet. No, Yona stays in front. Mirabeau might be the place to pass, though. Down the inside, possibly, in towards Mirabeau. And here we go, Jensen down the inside line. Yona gives him space. And Jensen's still on the outside line. No way! Around the outside of the Grand Hotel hairpin goes Jensen. This is unbelievable. What a move that is! The defending champion has pulled off one of the best moves I've ever seen around Monaco. Jensen is through around the outside of the Grand Hotel hairpin. And it's through, and he's into 7. The black box has spun.
That is the best overtake I've ever seen in my short time of racing career. And I'm surprised they made it through that clean as well. And Kazizel, he's got loads of penalties now for some reason. I don't know how that's happened.
He's corner cutting. He's pushing too much, I think. And
he's got 6-second penalties. He's pushing too much. Yeah, he's just corner cutting on purpose. I don't know what he's doing.
Kazizel might be frustrated into the pit lane, maybe. Yeah, into the pit lane. I think it's a retirement. Has to be.
I think it is.
Has to be. He's gonna. Yeah.
Oh, my pick.
Such a shame.
My pick for P1.
This is why you don't predict.
P2.
This is why you don't predict the top 3 around Monaco. It's impossible because there's a little. Yeah, but it was too late. Anyways, Baraka, by the way, is on the back of Petter Vol, running down in towards the Novell chicane. Petter under pressure from Baraka. Baraka remembers on that set of medium compounded tyres as Petter nearly goes straight on. Baraka nearly followed him as well, and Zero could try and pick up the pieces, and both of them after making mistakes. But Brock now leads the way. Petter Vol in second, Baraka in third. Lou, by the way, came out in front of Jensen.
Baraka hit the barrier. He's definitely going to have damage after that, because that was a very big hit.
Zero's into the back of him as well. And Zero down the inside line. And Baraka... I think Zero didn't realise he was going to come into the pit lane there. I'm being frank with that.
I think he should have realised, though, to be honest, because he clearly saw him hit the barrier, because he wasn't that far behind.
Yeah. More importantly, though, Lou, by the way, has got ahead of Jensen, which is absolutely important. This is for the net lead of the race. And look at Zero and Blackbox. They're still to come into the pit lane, obviously, later on in the race. They're going to play a big factor as to the chances of Messina, as to the chances of Brock maybe further down.
Jensen actually hit the barrier a little bit. I don't know if that's gave him damage, but
No.
when I saw Baraka, I'm pretty sure I saw debris out of turn 1, and I think that's Harm, because I think I see him without his left template, I believe.
Yeah, Harmon is ghosted inside of somebody at this stage. I think it's Yona he's ghosted inside of, and yeah, you're right, he has got damage on that left side end plate, so good spot there. I didn't see that. He's further down the field, though. Matchup, by the way, has been lapped as well in this race. So, top 10 currently are looking very good for points, including T-Hawk there in P7, P10, I should say. Right on the back. Brock, by the way, all of the back of Messina. The Haas now under pressure from the Mercedes, and of course, Mercedes signing George Russell to a 2022 contract and to a multi-year contract, in fact, for George Russell. There is a spinner coming through the chicane as Harmon once again. Brock, though, on the back of Messina, looking very good, and the WOR man on the back of the TTG man. I wonder if this is a sign of things to come, maybe for the PSGL esports event I'm going to be commentating on Friday.
Yona's actually lapping quicker than Jensen, it seems, actually, and we have yellow flags.
Oh, Macho's crashed to the top of the hill!
Oh.
Through Massenet! He's either locked up...
I need to check.
He's locked up there, surely.
It should be. I'm checking if there are safety cars, because I swear that there is. Yeah, there are safety cars. There are safety cars on them. I don't know why...
What's the, setting on?
Standard.
Standard?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Might have to have a word with T-Hawk, maybe.
We did have a lot of crashes in F3 last night, and that didn't cause a safety car. Maybe...
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you in! Brock's going down the inside line and towards the back. Messina stays in front. Continue.
Maybe Monaco's got a glitch where safety cars don't work, or I have messed it up the settings. But I don't think I have, because I saved the settings. I
wonder if there's a new... It's something to do with the new patch update. Possibly.
Yeah, that could be why.
Yeah, very interesting. Lou, by the way, is on the back of Black Box, second and third position. Matchup, by the way, crashing at the top of the hill through Massenet in towards Casino Square. So turns 3 and 4. Basically, through that section, he crashed on the right-hand side of the wall, where, of course, if you were in time trial mode, you'd be able to take that wall and go flat out wall ride, going through there like in the past. But Zero leads the way. Black Box in second. Black Box is gaining on Zero, actually. And Black Box is dragging Lou back into contention here. Jensen's a second off. And now Lou is going to go for this down into the Novell chicane, right on the back of Black Box, cuts the inside on. I don't think Black Box is going to fight this. Easy move. Lou is through and he's into P2.
That was a good move by Lou there. Jensen's caught up to Black Box. To be fair, Black Box is not boxed yet, so I don't really blame him for going very slow, 'cause he's on 13 lap old mediums.
He doesn't need to. He can probably get a one-stop strategy to the end of the race if he stays out. And he's going to be on that set of soft compound tyres later on.
Yeah, he can probably box in a few laps maybe and just go onto the hard tyres, or keep going and try get onto those softs.
And look at Yona, by the way. I didn't realise. Oh, Jensen's going to try the impossible again. Jensen. Down the inside line and towards Massenet. This time now on the outside of Casino Square. Brilliant once again. Jensen is through on Black Box. What a move that is. This man is an overtaking machine. Out on track. Jensen is through into P3. 3 moves, 1 down the inside into Casino, 1 down into the inside of Massenet, 1 around the outside of the Grand Hotel hairpin, and the next one is probably the best of the 3. And around the outside of Casino Square, taking me flashbacks back to Bank Job and TFRL B-League. Jensen is through, and he's into P3. This man, honestly, he's got Monaco mastered. Brock is through and Messina.
They're side by side.
Brock's through.
But Messina backs out.
What's this race turning into?
I don't know if Black Box is going to complain about the overtake though, because they actually did touch when they. I think Black Box is left front left. Oh, and he's got damage.
Yeah, hits the roll of Rascash. Right side end plate damage on the car. He is into the pit lane. Front wing change on automatic by the looks. Lou, by the way, is on the back of Zero for the race lead. Zero still staying out there, the Finn, and he'll be hoping, of course, to pick out points. If one more driver DNFs. As literally just says Lou. Lou, by the way, is on the inside and towards Mirrorball this time. Down the inside, gets the job done on Zero. Easy move. Zero made a mistake. Lou is through and he's into P1.
Jensen could take the championship lead here now, but to be honest, I don't really understand why Black Box would retire, because he could have scored points still. I don't see the point in retiring when you can still score points.
Exactly. Harmon's a lap down. Did he realise that Harmon was a lap down, maybe? Who knows?
He might not have noticed that, actually.
Because obviously they only get, I think as a driver, you only get like 5 drivers. I think, oh, Zero hits the wall! Zero hits the wall, coming through the swimming pool section. Jensen right on the back. He has to back off. And Zero gets a 3-second penalty, yeah.
Jensen's right behind.
Zero's going to come in. Yeah.
Oh, no, Zero's going to box.
And
so,
that
Jensen's technically, he's technically the, actually no, Lou's technically the leader, never mind. I was going to say, because I thought the 15 lap on mediums were on Lou, but never mind about that. Zero goes on to the softs.
I just thought I'd say as well, Black Box's AI is still going around out on track. It hasn't retired. Look, this yellow flags.
What?
Tunnel section. He's going so slow through the tunnel.
In the... he better not retire in the tunnel, because that could cause a major
He's going to retire into the Nivelle chicane. I can guarantee it. Look at the speed he's going at.
Yeah, he might retire there.
What is it? He's taking the Nivelle chicane. Lou is catching this, by the way. I'm going to ride on board with Lou. This is unbelievable.
Wait, how has this happened? Harm's overtaken him now. How has this happened? He's nowhere near him.
Yeah, and I kid you not, on my screen, and probably on your screen as well, here's Lou on the back of Black Box. Black Box is there.
Okay, he's ghosted.
He's decent completely. But it's almost as if he's driving under his own accord. That's so strange.
Thank goodness he's ghosted. Oh, he's boxing.
Oh, he's into the pit lane.
What is this?
That is the strangest thing I think I've ever seen. Welcome to Monaco.
Maybe retire him in the pit lane.
They've got to retire him, surely. No, he's going through the pit lane. He's just gone through, straight through the pit lane.
He didn't have a drive-through penalty, did he?
No.
I'm gonna check. I don't think he did.
Zero's on the back of T-Hawk, by the way. P8 and P9. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. Zero's on the back of T-Hawk.
What is going on? Well, the good thing is that he's ghosted, though.
The good thing is he's ghosted. T-Hawk and Zero are battling.
Right behind T-Hawk.
And look at how off-putting it is, though. They'll probably see this on their screen. And it's so off-putting. And Black Box, I think that AI is not programmed properly at all. It'll probably retire down to the left-hand side here. And there we go. It finally retires.
There we go. Finally.
After 2 laps of going round out on track, Black Box's AI is finally retired, even though we retired in the pit lane. Cody's, if you're watching, sort your game out.
Instead, we find out he's just done a Rosberg and locked up.
Oh no, his car is actually now gone out on track locally.
Yeah. Is Jensen catching Luke's? It doesn't look like it. Yeah.
2 seconds a gap. It stayed stagnant, I think, to be honest, that gap. Brock is catching Yona, obviously, with the tyres. Zero, by the way, set a soft compound of tyres. He's on the back of Hawk, and T-Hawk cannot... it's under pressure. Zero cannot find a way through on the back of T-Hawk. However, running down towards Thunderbolt, that might just be the case. Maybe... No.
No.
Massenet, maybe. Up the hill and towards turn number 3.
They've both got barely any DRS to it. There is a chance
that he can get
it here, maybe. No.
And Zero backs off. Tries to go around the outside of Massenet.
Maybe he can get a good run. No.
Down into the Nivelle chicane. Oh, and he nearly goes into the back of him.
He tried to go around the outside.
Yeah.
He tried it, but it didn't work. He's definitely going to have damage after that. I think. Oh, he's hit him again.
And again. And T-Hawk's in the wall. And Zero, I think T-Hawk you know what? T-Hawk just says, you know what? I'll let you through.
Just go through. Just get away from me. But to be honest, I think he's going to get penalised for that. That was actually unacceptable.
It was unintentional, to be honest. It looked like he got caught on the curb. That curb is so difficult, around the Grand Hotel hairpin. He got caught on the curb, and T-Hawk, I think, was trying to take neutral gear through.
They both have damage, I think.
Zero certainly does.
Super slow. Zero's just going like 0 miles per hour.
That's terrible.
Don't retire. You can score points. Please just don't retire.
He's in. Yeah, T-Hawk's in as well. They're both...
Do not retire. Do not retire,
They're both a lap ahead of Harmon as well.
Yeah, just don't retire, guys. You can still score points. He's going on to the mediums, T-Hawk, and then Zero's going on to the mediums as well.
Yeah, it'll be a straight battle, I think, between them both. Obviously, both getting front wing change. But if you're just tuning in, by the way, welcome to Monaco. We've got 10 drivers left. Lou leads the way. Jensen, however, 1.6 seconds the gap. Has Lou hit the wall, maybe? Or has he just made a mistake? I think he's made a mistake more than anything. And Jensen just closing in 0.4 of a second. Brock, by the way, on the back of Yona. Could be down in towards turn 1 that the move is going to be done. Mercedes on the back of the Red Bull. Yona, of course.
Yona's got a lot more overtake, though, than Brock here, so I don't think Brock's going to be able to overtake him.
No, the Shazoo man, I think, is just going to have to sit in behind on the URL man, down in towards turn number 1. Through Sander Vos, and yeah, Yona stays in third. However, Brock with this phenomenal run in towards Massenet. We've seen it so far with Jensen. Can he look to the inside line? No, backs off. Couldn't get the run up the hill, but that is a favourable overtaking spot by the looks of it here in FRL F1. Lou leads the way, Jensen in second, Yona all out of shape down in towards Mirabeau. Brock, though, but the more that Brock gets held in behind, the more that Messina and Petter are going to catch.
Yona's got a penalty, though. So Brock is still in the podium place, but Jonas still needs to pit, really.
If I was Brock, honestly, I'd be looking to try and get that move done as soon as possible. Try and dispose of a guy you know who is going to feature possibly later on in the race as part of the podium finishes. Oh, and he is going to dispose him here through the inside line, down in towards Novell. The gap open, beautiful move. Brock is through and he's into P3. Petter, by the way, on the back of Messina. Gets a phenomenal run out of in towards the back. But Messina stays ahead. I wonder if there was I think there might have been a slight bit of contact, but I might be just beating around the bush there. Messina, though, in 5th. Petter in 6th. Petter's got so much pace compared to Messina. He needs to get past.
Yeah, Messina's got less ERS as well. I reckon if Petter Val can just maybe try and do what Jensen done in the next corner here, I think it's turn 3, but if he can just close the gap, because you can see that Messina's also deracing. There's his lights flashing, of course, but he's got to get closer if he wants to get the move done. But Jensen's not closed the gap as much as he did on the last few laps.
No, 1.4 seconds. I think Jensen's tyres are probably better at this stage. If Lou's locking up into corners, I think Jensen is probably going to be a better stage of tyre wear compared to Lou at this stage. Of course, we haven't got any task system that I normally use where it tells you the tyre wear and everything. We don't use that here in FRL. Petter, by the way, though, on the back of Messina, still 5th and 6th position. If Messina makes a mistake, this chicane has been his absolute wrongdoing. That's the best I've ever seen him take it, though, as I've run on board with him there and pulls away from Petter. Messina stays in 5th. Oh, has he crouched the wall, actually?
Is that going to help Petter Val?
No.
He's still too far.
Messina's gained time, in fact.
Though. He's got a penalty, though. That's the other thing.
Yeah, those are
not the best exit.
Yeah, those are the penalties, by the way. Yona on 3, Petter on 3, Zero on 3, and Harman on 3 as well. Harman's a lap down from everyone out on track.
Here's the other thing, though. Messina and Yona might pit, though. Because they're on very old tyres compared to Petter Val. Because Petter Val, if he just saves his tyres, then he can get to the end and get P4 here.
Oh!
And Teal'c spun.
T-Hawk has spun, coming to the Novell chicane, recovers the car, no front wing damage I don't think on the car, so the German is lucky, and remains in P9. Petter is pressurising Messina, on the run down towards the Novell chicane. If he doesn't get it here, he's not going to get it done anywhere out on track. Messina, though, very, very high, you can see that red light flashing, is less than 10%. Petter doesn't dive it, but forces Messina into a mistake. Messina stays ahead. Messina just parks that car perfectly in front of the Alpine, and the Alpine cannot get through.
He's got to get ahead of him at some point. He's so quick, but he just can't overtake.
He's not.
Mistake.
He's not going to get overtaken now, as he's picked up a 3 second. Baraka, sorry, he's picked up a 3 second penalty. Yeah.
Oh, I reckon Jensen's struggling on his tyres. I think he's losing time now.
Yeah, the gap is just consistent, I think. 1.5 seconds. We've got 15 laps to go. And I mean, we've had so much action in the first half of the race, it's now beginning to get a little bit tedious and boring, maybe, in the second half of the race. But we have had, despite the DNFs, we have had no safety cars and no VSCs. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, and I reckon if Jensen, if the top 3 drivers do box again, though, I reckon Jensen, if he can just keep getting the tyres clean, then if he keeps saving them, he can box maybe around lap 31, go onto softs, and try and push, because there are chances that they might pit.
Yeah, there are chances that they might pit, but I think, to be honest, when you get to the end of the race, it's going to be, what, 26, 27 laps on a set of mediums? I think that can be done very easily indeed without even getting towards 70% tyre wear, if I've got to be honest. If it's anything like the last game, then we should see very good tyre wear, and we should see all of these guys, apart from Yona and Messina maybe, go to the end of this race. Petter, though, still right on the back of Messina. He cannot find a way through. Look at his deployment. He's still got about 90% deployment to put on this lap, even though he's got 20% of VRS. Messina has got 11% of VRS. He's around the same deployment level as well. But Messina, the nature of the track, I think, is working to his favour. He cannot find a way through outside. Nearly oversteers.
No, Messina's closed the door.
He's still going to try and go around the outside of him into the Continental hairpin.
He's hit him twice, and I don't know if that makes him get damage.
It might do, but if it's straight into the back of... Yeah, it is. He is. Petter now right on the back of Messina. Looks to the outside line. And now down into the Nivelle chicane. Is he going to try and get the move done? And there's a bit of contact. And now Petter gets a better run. And Petter is through. And he's into 5th position. Brilliant move by the Alpine. He had to wait his turn. Messina, though, makes a mistake. Petter is through and he's into 5th.
I think Messina pushed him off a bit too much there, to be honest. He definitely did not. He didn't leave him a lot of space.
It's the nature of the corner, though. You're going through a right-hander side by side, especially at the Nivelle chicane, where it's like 90 degree to the right. You're bound to make a little bit of contact, and it looked like a bit of wheel banging more than anything else. So it was all fair in love and war. Petter is through, I think, into 5th position, and he should now begin to close that gap to Yona. Because look at Yona's tyres; they're 10 laps worse off compared to Petter at this stage. And Petter, on his return, I think recovering from an injury as well, as we've got a yellow flag. And that was...
it's blue flags, I think, for Harm.
Yeah, Harmon getting out of the way.
Barker pits. He's fixed his front wing, I think, actually.
He is. He's going to be ahead of Zero quite comfortably, I think, coming out of the pit lane now.
Or Willie.
Yeah, or Willie.
Zero to get ahead.
No. Oh, he has! Zero is ahead.
What about T-Hawk?
No, T-Hawk's well behind. Baraka comes out, but crucially he's on fresh rubber compared to Zero in front, who's on 6-lap old tyres. However, they will be warmer at this stage. Lulo leads the way, 13 laps to go at this stage in the Monaco Grand Prix. Jensen there in 2nd, Brock is in 3rd, and I have a feeling if Jensen and Lou begin to get together within 9/10 of a second, Brock is going to catch these guys. We know how pacey that Shizou man is in the Mercedes. Can he try and close up to the back of Jensen and Lou before the end of this race? And can we even get a battle before the end of this race, as Baraka and Zero are looking quite close down into the Nivelle chicane?
Considering that Brock's on 15-lap-old mediums, he's definitely not doing that bad, because in Sector 1, he was only 400ths off his actual Sector 1, which I say is actually very good for those type of tyres. But Messina goes onto the softs, and those could get him to the end, but it's going to be tough, because he's going to lose grip. But he might just try and go for fast slap.
Zero's had a right oversteer. Zero's had a right oversteering moment coming out of Raskas. Baraka's on the back of him, but Zero pulls away. Stays 7th for now, but that was a sketchy moment from Zero. Baraka on the back of him. Tom there in the comment section saying hello, guys, and Nick's in the comment section saying hey, guys, as well. Hello to both of you. Hope you're enjoying the race. Sorry we couldn't give you better action than what we're giving you at the minute, but Baraka's on the back of Zero, and he now looks towards Mirabo. But now, doesn't get the move done, and I think waiting patiently to try and get the move done.
I mean, he's got so much ERS to use on Zero, so he can use as much as he wants, because Zero's going to probably derate at some point if he doesn't keep saving it. But Barker right behind the Zero air.
This is it. He's on the back of Zero running down to the Nivelle chicane. We haven't seen an outside move around the Nivelle chicane tonight. Tries to go all the way around the outside. Forced off, and Zero parks that car perfectly. Bit of side pod contact there, but Zero stays ahead. Baraka's still in 8th position. And to be honest, there was no other way I think Baraka could have taken that corner, bar go across the line, because Zero parked his car perfectly, I thought.
That's helps T-Hawk catch up to them now, because he's right behind him. But for Baraka, I've got red bars showing up for him, sadly. Hopefully that doesn't disconnect him. But yeah, Messina maybe just closed the gap to Petter Val in time.
Yeah, Petter's on the back of him, 7/10 of a second. Baraka, by the way, going around the outside of Massenet. No. Doesn't get the move done. Don't know what that was. Zero's in 7th, Baraka in 8th position.
Right here, though.
Down in towards Mirabel again.
Oh, no.
Patience is going to wear thin, I think, for the Spaniard at this point. He needs to get the move done. However, he can't find a way through. Zero is defending brilliantly.
He's definitely defending brilliantly, but if Baraka's going to overtake, it's mainly on this straight, but if he wants to get ahead, he's got to take the inside line, maybe. And he is going to take the inside line this time. Can he just get... Oh, David! Zero's just went straight on, but he's got a penalty now. No, Baraka got a penalty because of that.
Yeah, Zero didn't... Oh, Zero has got a 5-second penalty, yeah.
That's going to get removed, though, I think. I don't think he should be having that. I think that should get removed.
It was a clean corner cut, to be honest, and Zabel defended the position.
Yeah,
but you saw going into the corner, Zabel was moving left and left and left.
Yeah, but they banged tyres. They banged tyres, though, and Baraka got a bit loosey-goosey going through there. And then it forces Zero off, of course. But I guess you could say that maybe a different penalty could be given, but I don't think 5-second penalty should be given for that, really.
I think if you were to apportion blame to anyone, as Baraka's going to try and look around the outside of Casino Square, now into the inside of Mirabel, but he doesn't get the run. And he stays behind once again. But he just needs to try and pinpoint. He needs to basically pick an area of the track where Zero is going to be at his weakest point. Maybe somewhere like the Grand Hotel hairpin there. You saw Zero take so much curb, he can easily try and whip around the outside. However, this is the closest he's ever been to the back of Zero. The Finn and the Spaniard, nearly going to go side by side through the tunnel. But look at Zero, just cuts him off again. Zero needs to drive a little bit cleaner, I think. T-Hawk, by the way, who is the owner, is right behind, so he's getting a full glaze of this, and Petter goes around the outside of Mirabel! This is unbelievable! Yona and Petter, side by side, Red Bull and Alpine, down into the Grand Hotel hairpin, and Petter is just ahead! Brilliant stuff by Petter, on clean tyres as well! And Petter's doing his into P4, my god, he had to work for it! Yona positioned his car as well as he could have ever done, and Petter's doing his into 4th, and that time was run the outside of Mirabel, into the Grand Hotel hairpin! Great stuff!
Petroval forced him into the barrier, though. That's the other thing. I don't know if Yona's got damage because of that, but Baraka right behind Zero again. Can he get him there like he nearly did in the last lap?
This is it. Down into Mirabel. Job done, surely for Baraka. Down the inside line, gets the car parked. Patience is a virtue in Formula 1, and Baraka is through and he's into 7th.
Yeah, I think it's about time that he got that position because he's definitely had to work for it. But now he's got to build the gap to T-Hawk if he wants to keep P7, to be honest.
Yeah, Jensen has lost time, by the way, to Lou out in front. 1.9 seconds the gap. The Alpine dominating over the Alfa Romeo at this stage. Lou really coming alive, I've got to say. Here in Monaco, he's dominated so far. However, Jensen, we know, we've seen it before. And if you've tuned in very late, by the way, I recommend that you go and watch this race back later on tonight. Because Jensen pulled off not 1, not 2, but 3 moves. 1 down the inside and towards Massenet with a little bit of contact. 1 around the outside of the Grand Hotel hairpin, which was clean. Zero's into the pit lane. And 1 as well down the inside of Casino Square, I think. In towards... Am I getting that right? Certainly 3 moves that are of note.
I thought it was 2 overtakes, to be honest, but we have a yellow flag in sector... Oh, Yona just completely cut the corner.
Yeah, 3-second penalty. I think he got caught in the outside curve, maybe into the Novelle chicane. And that is him now down, still in P5. He's dropped time though to Petter. Ludo leads the way. Jensen in 2nd.
Zero actually served his penalty during the pit stop because, of course, he got the 5-second time penalty. So I guess there's no way to remove that now. But
no,
he can go for the fast lap maybe, since he's on fresh tyres.
Yeah, the stewards will judge, I think, to be honest, that he picked up that 5-second penalty, but he served that 5-second penalty, so I don't think anything additional will be added on. However, they might look at the driving standards of him. We saw him force off Baraka, I think it was, on the left-hand side, but they were just got to be careful. Yeah, twice I was. Jensen, though, 2 seconds the gap. I can't really bring you any more action than what we're trying to deliver, because there's hardly any action now going on.
We've lost too many drivers, and we've lost all the action.
We've lost the impetus, I think, out of this race as well. We've only got the battle for the lead. That's, if you can call it a battle, it's 2 seconds gap.
Lou, slow down so we can see a battle, please.
Yeah, I recommend that he slows down. Otherwise, T-Hawk might give him a penalty. Who knows? Lilo leads the way. But on sufferance, though, he has driven an absolute astounding race, I think. Jensen, with his amount of overtakes that he's produced, he's driven possibly driver of the day performance in behind. And he couldn't want two better drivers, first and second, no penalties either. They've delivered. Lou, obviously dominant, but Jensen, probably better, one-to-one racecraft, and probably going to edge it driver of the day-wise.
He's definitely going to have the driver of the day from me, because he's made the best overtakes I've ever seen. If he wants to win, though, he's got to close the gap and overtake, or hope that Lou gets a penalty. He's actually closed by 5/10 this lap, actually, in the meantime, so maybe he's finding the grip.
Yeah, Lou, yeah, Jensen's just closed at 1.6 seconds there. Lou made a slight mistake, and Jensen now beginning to find his feet again. Maybe the tyres are beginning to come back into play for Jensen. The gap is closing. He has got deployment still left. 10% ERS for him. Lou's just slightly less than that as well. But they've kept it out of the wall somehow for 34 out of 39 laps, going on to lap 35 pretty much now. But Lou leading the way, 1.5 seconds. About as close as you'll probably ever see it in this part of the race. But Jensen, a lap older tyres than Lou. Can he pull something out the bag to try and get this win?
In the meantime, though, Messina has closed the gap to Yona, but Yona's actually boxing, so much for the overtake. So much for the battle, sadly, but Yona actually picked up wing damage, it seems. But he's back up he's in the P5 now, which I'd say is doing a very good job. And there's the chance of getting P4 if he can close the gap within the penalty range.
He's got no chance of getting P4, I'll just say that now. He's going to be well behind.
There is a chance.
Believe in him. Baraka, though, is coming out the final corner, so this could be quite tasty. Baraka, I don't think is going to be alongside him, or is he? Baraka's there. Yona is side by side with Harman coming out the pit lane. Baraka, though, on the back of Yona. 1 second is the gap between Yona and Baraka. There is a yellow flag in sector 1. That's for Harman just getting out of the way. Lou's still leading the way. 1.6 seconds. Jensen second. Brock in third. And Petterval in fourth. On his return, I've got to say, I think he broke his wrist, I think. If I'm not mistaken, Petterval. Petter, I think. He was out for a few weeks. I think he had an injury in football, if I'm not mistaken. And this is the first time in a couple of weeks he's actually attended.
I mean, concerned that if he did break his wrist and this is his first day back, he's doing one hell of a job because he's in P4. Jensen's closing the gap a bit to Lou. Jensen's either found the grip or Lou's just struggling for the grip.
Yeah, Lou, I think, is struggling for the grip. T-Hawk picks up a 3-second penalty now, so that is him pretty much. That's his first one of the night, actually. T-Hawk's done a good job until that point to pick up no penalties. Lou still leading the way. There's Jensen in second. And Yona now beginning to get those tyres up to temperature. Obviously not going to catch Messina before the end of the race. I think that's a bit much wishful thinking. But he can pull away from Baraka, who I think has just clipped the wall coming out of Sandoval. So we're certainly a lot slower than Yona.
If he did at the wall, then he's just got to really maintain his pace now and just be consistent, because he's going to get the position. Zero gets a 3-second time penalty now, but he's going to get P9 because he's miles ahead of Harm here now. Jensen, though, he's got to close that gap within 4 laps, but he's closed the gap by 2/10 already.
Yeah, I think the first sector is where Lou struggles. Middle sector and final sector is where he gains the time. And this is what we'll see, I think, throughout the entirety of this race now. Down and towards Portier once again. Lou leads the way. We've only got 3 more laps to go after this, so everyone, I'm sure, is going to rejoice by finishing here in Monaco after they finish. But Lou leads the way. Jensen in second, Brock in third. Pretty much, I think, set in stone maybe now for the podiums to be set. Messina is not closing in on Petterval. And that could be the only penalty change I think that could happen out on track. Yona sets the new fastest lap of the race, however, 1:09.3, so that puts him now with the fastest lap attempt. Drivers may as well, I think. They should do a Zandvoort, I think. Drivers should go fastest lap attempt into the pit lane, and that's exactly what T-Hawk is doing now on Tresetta Softs.
He's got to go quick enough, though, of course, because there's only going to be a few laps left, and I think he's a lap down now, actually, to be honest.
He's not.
Is he not?
I don't think he...
I think he is.
Oh yeah, you're right, he is a lap down. Sorry, he is a lap down.
I think
yeah,
everyone apart from...
Top 7 are on the same lap.
Teal, Zero, and Harm are all a lap down. Harm's like probably 3 laps down, though, I think.
Yeah, top 7 are on the same lap, basically. So they're on lap 37. Teal, Zero are on lap 36. And Harmon, I believe, if I'm just getting this right, he's on lap 35 out on track.
Wow.
He's actually 2 laps down compared to everyone. Or 2 laps down compared to the leader. He's not 2 laps down compared to everyone out on track. Because drivers still haven't overtaken him twice. That's what it is, and that's what you're seeing on your screen. But Lou leads the way, 1.5 seconds the gap, and Lou has just got to keep it clean, I think, at this point. All he's got to do is bring that car home. Jensen as well. He's got to bring that car home in second position. 1.5 seconds the gap. Anything, though, can still happen. 2 laps to go. It's Monaco. Anything can still happen.
Yeah, Harm's also boxed now. I think he fixed his front wing, actually. Yeah. I guess he picked up some damage. But he's now 3 laps down because of that. I really hope that Jensen can close the gap for P1 here, because I want him to win. Yeah, but Petroval's picked up another 3-second penalty.
Yeah, 1.4 seconds. I think the gap is there to be breached. He doesn't look like he's got the pace, though, if I've got to be honest. I think Lou is just really just holding his own, I think, out in front. He's been really dominant, I think, this race. Jensen there in second. Don't get me wrong, Jensen has driven one of the best races I think I've seen anyone drive here in Monaco. The overtake around the outside of the Grand Hotel hairpin will be the best move, and I will now reiterate this, the best move I think I've ever seen. Certainly around Monaco, maybe if not, certainly on this game, and certainly if not, the best move I think I've ever seen.
Well, since you've said that now, next season, or in any of the other races, if we see any other great overtakes, then you might have to shrink yourself, of course. But Barca's actually in the pit lane, which, yeah, to be honest, I think is he a lap down then now? So I think he is.
Yeah, he is a lap down. And
yeah, so he was gonna go for fast slap, but he's a lap down now, so he's not gonna be able to.
Yeah, he can't, because Lou's already gone past him. 1.1 seconds the gap. Jensen is closing. Oh, as he nearly has a moment down in towards Mirabeau. Gap is a second, though. Gap is coming down, but I think Lou is just holding off, maybe. He's just backing off slightly, letting Jensen catch back up towards the end of the race. However, it could still be the threat that Lou might have some damage. Who knows? With half a lap to go through the tunnel section for the final time, Lou is on his way to win the pinnacle of motorsport here in Monaco. Coming through now, the final couple of corners in towards the back for the final time. Lou has dominated this race. Lights to flag, quite literally. Out on track from Lou. His position gains have not changed. Jensen has stayed P2 throughout this as well, and that's how they're going to remain. In towards Raskas, now through Raskas, through goes Lou, and now in towards Anthony Noches for the final time. Lou is going to win the pinnacle of motorsport here in Monaco in FRL F1. Lou to the line, wins and dominates in Monaco. Jensen in second, a second the gap in the end. Brock is going to finish in P3. Brock drove very well, I've got to say, to keep it at the wall. He's going to be rewarded with a podium. Peterval on his return is going to finish in P4 as well. Messina is gaining, however the penalties are not enough for him to close in, and Petter needs a 5-second penalty basically from this point, which he isn't going to pick up through the final corner at Anthony Noches. Also Baraka, T-Hawk, Zero, Harmon have also crossed the line. Peterval very happy with P4 I think on his return there. You can tell by the excessive breathing. Messina ran the final corner to finish in P5. Disappointing from his perspective. I think he drove well. Certainly got the bug certainly out of his system early on, and he really drove well in the second half of the race. Yona now coming through as he picks up a 3-second time. You may as well if he tried on the fastest lap attempt.
Yeah, he's gone a 10th quicker in both sectors there. Can he get the fast lap in time? He's had a bit of a moment in the last corner. Is it going to be enough though? No, he backs off. He realises it's not the case. He could have got it. He could. Oh, we've had a crash at the line. We've had a crash.
We have. I think Yona actually set the fastest lap, if I'm not mistaken. So I think
he did not. He did not. He
went
1.4. He went 1.4 slower after that.
Messina has been awarded in-game driver of the day. I think who we're giving it to, certainly. But to the top step of the podium is Lou, and it's a brilliant win in Monaco for Lou. And if my calculations are correct, actually, hang on, I need to check something. I think there's four different winners.
What do you mean 4 different winners?
sure there's 4 different winners and 4 races so far this season.
I'll check real quick actually.
I'm just getting up on my iPad as well. It is.
So
It is Black Box, Rocco, Kazizzle, now Lou.
We've had that in F3 as well. We've had a winner every other race as well.
Unbelievable.
And now we've also had it in F1.
Unbelievable. So, 4 winners, 4 different winners out of 4 races.
Oh wait, he did get it. He did get it. Wait,
he did get it. Yeah, 109.3.
How has he got that?
Because he said it.
I just realised. So, wait, but was that on the last lap?
No, penultimate lap. He said that. Penultimate lap because it flashed up on my screen. I remember seeing it. Lou, by the way. Yeah, he did go. He went a 10th quicker than T-Hawk, the fastest lap.
Yeah, he could have gone quicker, which I think he should have done, to be honest. But he decided to stop. He had the fastest lap point wrapped up. Lou, by the way, won. Jensen, Brock, Petterville, Messina, Yona, Baraka, T-Hawk, Zero, and Harmon are the 10 finishers. They all pick up points. Well done to them. Black Box, Macho, Kazizzle, Burrell, Alien, Rocco, and the rest all DNFing out of this. And shall we transition now over to the interviews chat, which T-Hawk, Mr. T-Hawk has just set up. I will join that now. Let's join in. Oh. As everyone is now joining. Oh, I've left the party apparently. No, you haven't.
Oh, chat audio switched the party. My PS4 is catching itself up. I think that's what's happening there. Lou, I believe you have joined the party. Our P1 finisher, of course, out on track. Dominant from you. You didn't even see another car in that Grand Prix. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased with the qualifying as well. That also helped a lot for my win. And yeah, because of Jensen, I pushed 39 laps long. And at the end, I was little bit shaking because he was getting closer and closer. My tire wear was so bad at the moment, and but still won, and I'm actually very happy.
Yeah, what was your tire life wear? Oh, tire. Right, let's just start that again. What was your tire wear like towards the end of the race?
I think 60% or something.
Wow.
So I struggled a lot.
60% is not that bad actually for Monaco, certainly. I know for a fact that the tyre wear around this track is so much lower than other tracks on this game. So I'm really surprised it's only 60%, because puncture territory is normally 70, so you were well within play for the race win. And obviously you mentioned there about Jensen pushing you all the way. There was moments there, especially the final lap of the race, where it got within a second. Did you ever feel threatened by Jensen and behind?
Yeah, I was feeling threatened by Jensen, especially the last 3 laps, I believe. He was getting 2 tenths a lap, and I was like, I can't do anything because the tire wear. Because yeah, it was just so bad. I couldn't push a lot, but at the end, I did it. I won, and I believe Jensen, his tires were also pretty bad.
Yeah, you have won the pinnacle of motorsport. Let us just say that now on stream. You have won the Monaco Grand Prix. Charlie, I'm going to come across to you. Any questions?
Not a lot of questions. Just a very great job on that win. This should put you in the championship fight, I reckon. But sadly, I'm actually gonna have to leave a bit more early than usual because I'm actually busy with going back to school. And I need to actually sort some stuff out. So I'll see you guys in the next stream, hopefully, which probably won't be next week.
Ah, no worries at all. Absolute pleasure having you alongside me, of course. Charlie, go and enjoy your homework that you've got for school.
Oh, I'm never gonna enjoy that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next. Have a good night.
No worries. And Lou, I'll come across to you finally for the final question. Azerbaijan next week, a totally different track to Monaco. How do you think you're going to get on?
Around Baku, it's a little easier to overtake, so I think I will be maybe fighting for the podium again.
Well, if you follow, obviously, you had a 6th and 7th position so far this season. Your race win here, surely things have got to be looking up going into Azerbaijan, but go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Thanks for commentating.
You are very welcome indeed. We are now going to move on to the man who finished in P2. And Jensen, I'm just standing up at this point and I'm going to applaud you. Because those moves that you pulled out on track, my son, were absolutely unbelievable. Talk us through it.
Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, to be honest, I just tried to keep it clean. I wasn't taking too much risk throughout the race. I mean, of course I was pushing to try and get Lou at the end. His pace was unbelievable, and the amount of he kept on taking so much risk and kept it consistent, and a great way for him to get his first win in FRL as well at Monaco. It was quite a drive for him. I applaud him for that as well. But yeah, I enjoyed those moves. I don't know how I managed to get around Jonah, to be honest. I had like cold tyres coming out of the pits. I wasn't expecting, like I was hoping I'd get out ahead of him, but I just missed it. But I managed to somehow get around the outside of the hairpins. Good space left by him as well. It's good to see that has returned now after a few bad races last week for me. But yeah, and the same on Black Box gave, which yeah, just everyone, the driving etiquette was great by everyone I raced against today, which was fantastic to see.
Yeah, I think it says a lot, to be honest, the driving etiquette being great around Monaco, because normally we don't get standards like that, but I've just got to come across those three moves that you pulled off. One on the inside and towards Massenet against Black Box. One around the outside of the Grand Hotel hairpin, which is the best move I think I've ever seen, around the outside of Yona. And how on earth you didn't make contact there is unbelievable. And then around the outside of Massenet into Casino Square, I think that was on... Who was that on? Baraka?
No, I think it was only two moves, I think, of Black Box. I made a move on Kazizel early on, but I think he had like damage, so yeah, I was just trying to push to get through. But yeah, I love racing around Monaco because it seems to be the cleanest of races compared to everywhere else. You have all this space, track space and all that, all the other tracks, but they don't. Sometimes they just don't give you any room. But Monaco, I think, it's probably the risk of them getting anything from it, so they're pretty much forced to drive clean. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy with P2 anyway, leading the championship I think by like 18 points, so that's another big one.
Yeah, not a bad way, of course, going into Azerbaijan next week. And speaking of Azerbaijan, how do you think you're going to get on around there?
I feel got good pace. It's just probably hooking up the laps. I mean, expect a load of safety cars probably to come out. I mean, there was no safety cars here today, which was unbelievable, even though there's like a couple of crashes here and there. Which, I mean, yeah. Just hope to get another consistent podium, maybe. The wins should come soon, hopefully, at the tracks like Austria, France, Britain, as those have been going pretty decent.
Yeah, you're slowly ticking under the radar. That elusive win this season in FRL has got to come. Maybe in Azerbaijan, hopefully, but go and enjoy your evening.
Yep, cheers and thanks for the comms as well. Hope you enjoyed that.
Oh, it was absolutely brilliant, and I've just got to put it on record. Yona and yourself, Jensen, brilliant driving etiquette, probably the best I've seen in Monaco, certainly in FRL, if not in any other league I've commentated on in the past. So I'll just throw that out there as well. Petter Vol, we are now moving on to the man who finished in P4, returning, I believe, from an injury as well. How did you enjoy your race out there?
Oh yeah, thank you. It was so great to be finally back. To be honest, I was a bit worried when I got to know that my first race back after a month and a half not racing will be Monaco. But I enjoyed it. It was great racing. I enjoyed some overtaking as well with Messina and Red Bull. Around the outside of Mirabeau, I was so scared I will get a damage, but thank God the race. Thank God for the race. I got to the end and yeah, happy to finish in P4.
Yeah, P4 obviously starting from P7 on the grid. I think you wouldn't have imagined that you'd be finishing in P4, certainly on your return as well. But just talk us through that outside move going in towards Mirabeau, because that seemed very hard to pull off.
Yeah, well, I don't really remember who that was. Maybe Yona, I think. But out of the casino, the right-hander, he lost the rear, and so I got very close. He defended the inside. I braked as late as I could, but I nearly did the Rosberg into the into that. You know what I mean? Sorry. But I braked as least as I can and around the outside, made the move. It was a bit quite wheel banging, but great racing.
Yeah, I think you're always going to get wheel banging. I think at that part of the circuit, so I'm not really surprised that actually happened. But obviously, P4 on your return, you must be so happy, and you didn't think, obviously, coming back to a race like Monaco, that would happen.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I'm so happy finally racing, finally here in FRL with great commentators like you. Yeah, I can be happier right now.
PSGL sponsored commentators like me, by the way. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Obviously, going into Azerbaijan though next week, if you're going to be racing, how do you think you're going to get on?
Well, of course, in Baku you can overtake much better than around here, but to be honest, I don't really like that track. It doesn't feel right for me with all the high curbs and that, but I have some great speed, so I hope for another top 5 finish.
Another top 5 finish, I think, will definitely be possible around Baku, and hopefully we get to see maybe on that elusive podium, maybe even picking up a win in not too distant future as well. But go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Thanks for commentating.
Very welcome indeed. And now we move on to the man who I'm sure didn't even manage to get in the points today, but he has. He's finished in P8. It is T-Hawk, of course. And T-Hawk, fantastic race from your perspective. Just talk us through it.
I wouldn't call it fantastic. Qualifying could have been called fantastic, although then again I was only a few thousands away from P4. But the race itself, I think I made like 3 pit stops, and none of them were part of my strategy, because on this game if you just get this slight bit of damage whenever you touch the wall, you lose about a second or so around Monaco. And unfortunately that's what happened in, I think, the second lap. So I had to pit for hards. Felt terrible on those hard tires. I should have gone for the mediums, just dropped down even more, and then I just tried to basically reduce the damage that was done to my race.
Yeah, you were on the, I think it was in the second half of the race, off your 3rd pit stop, you were on the back of 2 drivers. Remind me who they were, because that was quite a good battle.
Zavo and Baraka.
Yeah, from your perspective, it did seem quite clean, because there was quite a bit of wheel banging. Certainly I remember down into the Novelle chicane.
Well, I mean, I think at that point they both had like, I think 3-second penalties, and I had nothing, so I just wanted to stay behind them, hope that Zavo can hold up Baraka because he was on fresher tires, or at least wait them to cause a safety car, something like that. Unfortunately none of that happened, but yeah, the racing was, I guess you could say, as clean as it's possible around Monaco for the most part. As for that thing that happened in the chicane, not quite sure what exactly was going on there, but I don't know if Baraka feels like that should be investigated, or Zavo feels like that should be investigated, but I'm sure they're gonna send it in. There's no reason for me to send it in, so I really don't care that much. But yeah, that's probably the only bit of racing that I've seen all race.
And obviously, but still finishing P8 though, finishing in the points, I honestly think that you probably would have imagined that you would DNF out of this race as well. So picking up points where and whenever necessary must feel good, especially when you're going into Azerbaijan next week.
Not really. I mean, I wasn't thinking that I would DNF because, well, I never DNF'd around Monaco before, I think. I also never had to stop twice for damage then again, but yeah, I know I knew that I'm gonna score some points surely, but pace-wise and looking at the retirements, I think I could have been in the top 5 today if I would have just kept it out of the barrier a bit more often. So yeah, that was probably my best chance so far to score some really good points. I think Azerbaijan next week will be nothing like that, because I really don't like Azerbaijan. I don't know why. The track itself is fun, the curbs are okay, but for some reason I just always struggle for grip on race trim around there.
You've heard it here first. T-Hawk has now said that he doesn't like Baku, and he's going to win next week. You watch.
Don't jinx it.
I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it whatsoever. Good enjoy your evening, though.
Yeah, you too, and thanks for commentary.
You are very welcome indeed. A man that has joined us very late, by the way, in the commentary box is Messina, finishing in P5. Probably not wanting an interview at this stage, but Messina, just from your perspective, second half of the race certainly better than the first.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, it definitely was, because you hit the wall quite a few times in the first half of the race. You were well down the field, I think 8th or 9th at one stage. And then you obviously recovered to finish in P5 and had a really good battle while doing it.
I mean, didn't really have too many battles because I had like an unfortunate collision on lap 1, so that like compromised my race pretty much. So I just picked up parts and just floated for like 20 laps or so. Got up to P4 at best, so yeah, that was okay. Yeah, I cannot say I'm like happy with the race, even though like I kind of matched my best result. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is Monaco at the end of the day. I think everyone will feel somewhat judged by, I think, the performances, of course, in Monaco. But just talk us through that lap 1 incident, because we saw quite a few collisions running down in towards Mirabo. I honestly don't still understand how there wasn't a safety car.
Well, pretty much like I went side by side with Chris Alien, or OTL Alien these days. So yeah, that was about it for like the first couple of corners. Then on the right hand, somewhere in first sector, I guess. Like I don't know, it was just like some sort of side put glitch. So like Chris's car just sent me to like the barrier, and unfortunately, who was it? Matthew was picked up on the process as well. So yeah. Just getting hit from all sides of the car, pretty much.
Yeah, obviously unfortunate, I think, in that contact, but still, P5 for you, very good result. Obviously going into Baku next week, how do you think you're going to get on?
Well, because of my current work, I cannot really practice too much before the race, so I think I'll just do a ball boy and see what I can do. So, yeah.
You never know, you might win next week, as same with T-Hawk as well. You never know what could happen in Baku, but go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Thanks for the commentary, and keep on doing the good work.
You are very welcome indeed. Always a pleasure to speak to Messina, of course. We now move on to the other Finn, of course, here in FRL. Zero finishing in P9. And Zero, probably disappointing from your perspective, but again, you had a few battles there, and then talk us through the race.
Shit.
Is that all?
Yeah, it's pretty pointless to think. Yeah, at one point I was leading the race, but if you cannot capitalize anything from it, it's pretty shit at that point.
Yeah, obviously you were on the alternate strategy on that set of medium compact tyres. I think you pitted in around the after the halfway stage as well. But obviously, just talk us through that, because obviously you finished behind T-Hawk, but at one stage you were leading the race.
Yeah, it's pretty pointless to think that even though I led the race, that I would have gotten anything out of it. I knew that my pace was gonna be complete shit in this race anyway, so this was pretty much the max I could have gotten out anyway.
Yeah, you just got to think though, Monaco is now at the way you have to not look at it again for the rest of the season, which is fantastic. Obviously going on into Azerbaijan next week, totally different track. How do you think you're going to get on?
Most likely won't be racing.
Well, hopefully you might just sneak in. Hopefully, you never know what could happen. But thank you for racing anyways, and go and enjoy your evening.
Thanks.
And I believe... Oh, we've got one more man. I nearly forgot him. Macho, obviously DNFing out of the race. Talk us through it.
Well, let's just say I hopped in qualifying, and I didn't do a single lap of practice in 2 months on Monaco, so that's not ideal. I picked the setup from day one. It was the base setup, so I was running 6.6 wings on Monaco. That's not ideal as well. I qualified last, and then I had the most button start you could ever think of, because I went from P17 to P8, and then I got killed by Messina, but he couldn't do anything about it. And then yeah, well, what do I say? pitted for a new wing. Literally went out of the pit lane, crashed again, went for another wing, crashed again, went for another wing, had a lot of understeer, did a lot of pit stops. I costed Alfa Romeo a lot of money, and then I got lapped, and then I was done because I had no I didn't want to race anymore. So yeah, I just killed myself.
Yeah, it's totally fine, to be honest. Obviously, drivers doing that. Obviously, Monaco does get to people at the stage of the race. But obviously, you were up to P8. That can be a positive taken, of course. I can't really say much about the second half of the race because you weren't really in it. So I'll move on to my final question. How do you think you're going to get on in Baku?
Well, like college just started. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to practice for this. I'll work in the evenings, and I'll go to college in the mornings. So it's a busy week, and in the weekend I'm working as well. So I don't think I'm going to practice for the next race as well. Just don't have time for it. Yeah, well, I don't know. Let's win the race. Let's get the positive.
Win the race. Trying to steal T-Hawk's thunder, I see. That's brilliant.
Exactly.
Ain't gonna happen.
Hey, you never know. It's Baku. It is Baku. It's like Monaco. You never know what's going to happen. And in Formula 1, you really don't know what is going to happen. But thank you very much, Macho Gun. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much, you too. And thanks for the commentary as well.
You are very welcome indeed. And that rounds us off then for tonight in FRL F1. The pinnacle of motorsport is over and done with. Next week, of course, we go to Azerbaijan for the Baku City Circuit and for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix as well. Hopefully you can join us there. F1 and F2, of course, on a Tuesday night at 7 PM. F3 and F4 more prominently, of course, on a Monday night at 7 PM as well. Hopefully you can tune in for both races as well. And we'd love to see you, of course. Like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell if you are new to the FRL channel. And a final plug for me, if you haven't got anything better to do on a Friday night, you can come and watch me probably make a mockery out of myself on the PSGL and VRT Esports Cup event on a Friday night at 8 PM. So there you go. There's a selfless plug that I've just done at the end of a stream once again.
Thank God.
Terrible. I will end off before I get ridiculed by everyone here in the commentary box. So, of course, I've been James Head. Charlie alongside me. We thank him, though, for attending and for commentating alongside me as well. And well done to Lee, well done to Jensen, and well done to all of our drivers who managed to come across, of course, in Monaco. And we'll see you next week in Baku. But for myself, James Head, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.